It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light, little flock. The other night I told you guys I was very busy and I have been doing quite a bit of work. And one of those things that I was doing that day was repairing a hot water tank in a woman's house. When I went to do this repair on this hot water tank, I went and I asked the woman, how long has this problem been going on? And she said it's been quite a few years. This problem has been going on some years now. And I said, well, what was going on? She says, well, I'll run a bath or take a shower. And then when I go back after to wash my hands or to brush my teeth, the water is cold. And then I have to go down in the basement and push the reset button on the hot water tank, which will reignite it or restart it. And then the water gets hot again. And then once I use it, wash some dishes or something like that, the button will pop out. I'll have to go down in the basement again to push it. So this happened 3 or 4 times a day on average. 3 or 4 times a day, she would have to go down in the basement, reset the hot water tank so the water could get hot again and she could use it. But then eventually, like I said, the button would pop out, the water would get cold, she would have to go down there and hit the button again. So she's telling me about this. Now, mind you, she has a man who she's been with for, I don't know, maybe 40 years or so. This is an older lady in her 60s. The man is in his 60s as well. He's what you would call like a man who prides himself on his handiness and skills that he's learned and things that he's able to do and things that he knows. But I guess this was one problem he just couldn't figure out. So when I talked to him about the issue, he said, I don't really mess with electricity. So that's why I didn't really work on this problem, because I'm afraid of electricity. I don't want to get electrocuted. So I didn't really mess with it. But he had did some things to try to repair it before, and it didn't fix the issue. So I looked at it, little flock, and I found out what was going on with it. And I fixed it. Now, in the midst of this woman who I know, she's telling her man about me, because I'm in their house working on their stuff and everything. So she's explaining to him who I am. And she's telling him about, the Bible. And of course, when you talk about me, that's going to come up. And my relationship with the Father and, blah, 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 my lifestyle, how I live. The fact that I wasn't charging her for this work that I was doing. Matter of fact, the parts that needed to be put onto the hot water tank, I ordered them myself, paid for them myself, and took the parts there. And when they came in the mail, I took them there and did the repair. You see? Well, I guess he must not have liked what he heard concerning me, my lifestyle, how I live, the fact that I don't work a job, you see? So when I fixed this issue, like I said, it's been years, she was overjoyed. She turned the water on, it was hot. I said, you won't have to worry about that button again. I fixed the issue. And it's not been a problem since. So she's just running around, and then she, for one reason or another, went and bragged to her man. Now, I say her man because, like I said, they've been together for like 40 years, but he's never married her. You see? Never married her. But they have one child together, who is a grown man now, who I'm going to bring him up later in this conversation. So she says, he fixed the thing, and it's been so many years. What a relief. I don't have to go down there in the cold-ass basement, dark and shit, to go push the button and all that. I don't have to do that anymore. I turn it on, hot water just comes out. I'm so relieved. I'm so happy. Well, how do you think her man felt about that, little flock? Was he relieved that he could turn his own water on now without a problem? Was he relieved? Was he grateful? Did he even say thank you? Do you think so? Well, I'll tell you what he did. He didn't say thank you. He wasn't grateful at all. He actually told the woman, well, if he could do all that, Why won't he use them skills to make him some money? Why don't he go out there and use them skills then? I am. I just used them at your house. And they just benefited you. So why are you being nasty about what I've done here? Well, for one reason, little flock, I'm a man, I could just straight up tell you. As a man, you want to be able to take care of business, especially for your woman. And when you're not able to, and another man comes in who can, then you tend to get a little envious and a little jealous of him. And then when you hear about his lifestyle, he doesn't even work. He does. How does he provide for his child? How does he provide for his family? How does he this? How does he that? Look at all the questions that start to come. Well, I don't know, but what I do know is he bought the parts that fixed your problem and didn't even charge you to fix it. Yeah, but he need to be out there using them skills instead of just doing this. Why? It had benefited you. You see what I mean, little flock? About how when you do a good work, there's a hater on the side. Even the person you're doing the good work for may be that hater who's on the side watching you saying, what makes this nigga think he know how to do something? Well, he did what you couldn't do. And then he didn't charge you for doing what you couldn't do. So why are you mad? Why ain't you rejoicing and happy? Well, there ain't no reason why he hating you. And we're going to get into that today, little flock. Now, mind you, like I said, I fixed the hot water tank for the woman. It's fixed. There's no issue with it anymore. Well, while I was doing that, her son happens to see me and says, hey, do you know anything about cars? I say, sure, I do. He says, well, my starter is acting a little funny and doing this weird stuff, and it starts sometime and it doesn't start, but maybe you could take a look at it. And I took a look at it, and I replaced the starter. Laid on the ground right under the truck and replaced his starter. Do you guys think I charged him for that? No, I didn't. So now your woman and your son have benefited from me, and that's why you're mad, because you should be the one to take care of this. So instead, you look at me and say, why ain't he able to take care of his family? And why isn't he able to take... You don't know what I'm able to do. You didn't know I was able to do this, but it's done now. And why aren't you happy that it's done? It benefited you. Why aren't you happy that it's done? Because you're jealous, you're envious, and you're a murderer. That's why. This same man who's telling me about how I should be doing this and what a man is supposed to do, and he's trying to wake me up. That's what he told his woman. I'm trying to wake him up. Shit, he needs to get on the ball with life. Do something to be responsible. This same man told me, well, kind of just in passing, he was talking about his younger years, and he said he lost 13 years of his life to crack. So you lost 13 years of your life to crack. You weren't even around to raise your own son, who has no respect for you anymore. I saw it my damn self. And you're trying to tell me what I should do? See the hypocrisy of it all? 13 years of your life was wasted on crack. But you're telling me what I should be doing. So when you were my age, what were you doing? Oh yeah, sucking a glass dick. Something I have never done in my life. But you want to critique me and tell me, while I'm doing all the things you can't do, you want to critique me and hate me. Well, little flock, I want to show you how normal this is. See, when you're not when this is not made clear to you that this is what's going to happen to you in this world, you get very confused. You get kind of confounded. You get a little bit perturbed and irritated, and you get a little sad. And self-pity starts to creep in there and starts to sing this song to you that goes like this. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. That's bullshit. There's no temptation that is uncommon to man. So you're not the only one who knows the trouble you've seen, and you're not the only one who knows your sorrow. It's common to man. So since it's common to man, I want to explain to you what it is that's actually why you're experiencing it. So therefore you can understand it and won't be singing that sad ass song anymore to yourself of self-pity. When you sing that song of self-pity, you start to look to some man or some physical being to comfort you. That ain't gonna happen, brother. Yahusha said, could you not watch with me for 1 hour? And they couldn't even do that. So then you're not going to get comforted in the 3D world. Now, when you don't get the comfort from the people who you think should give it to you, don't be angry at them. Don't hold it against them because they can't. They don't know how to do it. So then don't hold it against them for not knowing how to comfort you. They don't know how to comfort you. The comforter comes from God. Isn't that what he said? I will send him. He got to send the comforter. So the comforter comes from a spirit, which is invisible. It does not come from the 3D realm and no physical person in your life that you think gonna love you and comfort you. Matter of fact, they're probably going to do the opposite. You see, which is what we're going to get into today. So as we always do, let's go to the word. And let's go to Psalm 69. All right, we're just going to read a couple Psalms and see what we see. Because we're talking about the beloved, the life of the beloved. You see that? Not just anybody. The ecclesia. Ecclesia means called out. Remember what Yahusha said? You have not chosen me, but I have chosen thee out of the world. Out of means ek. You see how it's connected to that word? Ecclesiastes. See that wisdom? Ek means out of. Taken out of. So you've been saved if you've been caught out of. What does Moses' name mean? It means drawn out. Come on, guys. What happened to him when he was a child? He was put in a basket in a river, and he was drawn out of that river and saved. He was pulled out of that waters and saved. Like you, when you're born, you're pulled out of water into air and you're saved. Like Moses, drawn out. You see? So when you're born again, you're drawn out of the waters. What waters are you drawn out of when you're born again? You're drawn out of the wrong emotions, the wrong feelings. Like self-pity. Nobody knows. It's a lie. Everybody knows. Everybody knows the sorrow you've been going through. So then why sing that lie? Why don't you sing a new song of salvation? Huh? Which we're going to get into that today as we read. You see, little flock? So watch this here. Psalm 69, verse 1. Let's see what we see. Save me, O for the waters, what? For the waters are come in unto my soul. Did you guys watch my video called Jonah? The sign of Jonah and the branch? Did you watch it? Did you hear what I said in it? That Jonah, when he was tossed over into the sea and was swallowed up by a whale, that means he was tossed over into emotions and feelings that swallowed his soul. And if you read if you read Jonah, he'll tell you that. The waters covered me up I fell into the deep, and they covered my soul, even up to the soul. See? Fear, doubt, stress, turmoil, tumultuous internal state. If your internal state is supposed to be life and peace, then if it's tumultuous and stormy, then that's the opposite. And the reason why it's opposite is because it's the carnal mind, which is opposite of the spiritual mind. There are two separate worlds that are not one, but they are separated. You see that? One is a vessel fitted for destruction. One is a vessel fitted for mercy. The spirit versus the flesh. You see it? If you're spiritually minded when he come, then you will be saved. If you're carnally minded when he come, you will be destroyed. It's that simple. So do you see why I'm trying to make sure the whole world understands and all the shepherds understand that you are supposed to deliver the little flock from the carnal mind, bringing them into the spiritual mind. That is the harvest work. I don't know what you niggas think it is. What do you say the harvest work is? Harvest means you're taking some plant from one location and bringing it into another one. What location to the other one are you doing? You're taking the wheat that was in the field, you're taking it up and you're putting it into your barn. Now, what did Yahusha say about the end? He said, there shall be wheat and tares. The tares shall be first gathered up, bundled up, and cast into the fire. Hear that? And then the wheat shall be gathered up into my barn. Harvest work. That's what that is. So the barn is the spiritual mind. Where I am, there you may be also. The spiritual mind is life and peace. Everything you read about the kingdom of heaven, everything you read in Revelation about the kingdom in the New Jerusalem is all about the state of being peaceful and calm. That's what you will feel when you're in that place that Revelation describes to you, won't you? Where there's no pain, no sorrow, no sadness. That sounds like the spiritual mind to me. What do you say it is? Well, it's a physical place, grandson. The Bible says, the kingdom of heaven cometh not with outward observation, for the kingdom of heaven is within you. You want to keep wrestling with me? Because I got you in a full Nelson. What do you want to do? Submit or keep wrestling? In order for us to keep wrestling, I have to let you out of this hole that you're stuck in and can't move, which means I got to give you grace. So you still want to wrestle or you want to submit? Watch this. First thing he says is save me. Who saves? Maybe the man named He Who Saves. I told you, you do what your name is. Who's the man named He Who Saves? That would be Yahusha. That's what his name means. He who saves. Save me, O El, for the waters are come in unto my soul. See that there? Same thing that Jonah said. That means you're in a tumultuous state within, emotionally. You see? I sink in deep mire mud. I sink in the deep mire where there is no standing. See that? I am come into deep waters, just like Jonah. See? Where the floods overflow me. Read Jonah and see if it says the exact same thing. It does. So what is this state of being? Under some water with a whale going to come and go boop, and swallow you down, and you're going to be inside of his stomach lighting a fire with a fish you happen to catch on the way in, roasting it over that fire, trying to get you some nourishment while you're in there? Are you serious? You hanging out inside of Moby Dick. That's what you think? Well, then you thinking wrong. You don't have right thought. It's a state of tumult internally. Like when you do something wrong and then you're trying to repair what you did wrong, and in the midst of trying to fix the thing you broke, your parent comes in and sees you. Your internal state is going to panic. That's what the men did on that water. When Yahusha said, peace be still, they panicked. Do you understand what the analogy is there? Okay, then. Continuing. Watch this here, little flock. I am weary of my crying. See, in the kingdom of heaven, is there any sorrow or crying? No. So then where is he? I am weary of my crying. My throat is dried. Mine eyes fail while I wait for my El. See, this is what the man was offended about me for. You just wait on Abba to take care of you? Yeah, I don't understand that. It's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Who is this God you say you serve who wants you to act like that? That's what he said. That's how he was acting. You see? They that hate me without a cause, stop. So, do you understand that, little flock? It sucks to be hated without a cause because you didn't do anything. That's what without a cause means. You didn't do anything offensive. So why in the hell are you hated? That sucks to experience that. You see? Well, jealousy and envy is nothing that you can control when it comes to another man. If he sees you and he thinks that you're handsome, and he thinks that you're wise, and he thinks you're intelligent, he will be jealous of you if he has a wicked heart. Now, why should you feel bad for being handsome, intelligent, and smart? You shouldn't. He just wants you to feel bad for being those things because he hates you for it. Because he feel he ain't. That's the only reason he would hate you. Watch this. Two men are standing there. And one looks at the other man and says, man, he's a handsome, good-looking man. But he feels that of himself as well. I'm a handsome-ass, good-looking man. So he's not going to feel inadequate or ashamed or belittled or anything about this other man's attributes. But if you already think you ugly, then you're going to look for a man who you perceive to be handsome so that you can hate. Because he reminds you that you're ugly. What his handsomeness? And it ain't even his fault. So then you hating this nigga about something God did, not him. Look at this shit. If a man is intelligent, God made him such. So why are you mad at that man as if he made himself intelligent? Why are you mad at that man as if he formed his own self in his mother's womb? He did not. So then why are you mad at him for that? Because you got a fucking problem, nigga. I'm going to tell your stupid, drunk, crack-headed ass straight up. You got a fucking problem. That's why. You can't keep God's commandments. That's why you don't know my God. Because you don't know what love is. You too busy hating your damn brothers. You too busy talking shit about the lifestyle of another man because you're too damn envious. You're too damn hateful. You're too damn jealous to even know God. That's why you mad. Got nothing to do with me. You hate me without a cause, brother. Continuing. So he was crying, he said. This is King Dawud. See, the beloved. This is the life of the beloved one. I told you. This is the life of the chosen. This is how you'll be treated. You'll be hated without a cause. Because you are the things that they wish to be. See, you've been living in a world of people who act like they're something and then put themselves up as that. And because they look like they are, you believe they are. That doesn't mean they are. So then you've been living in a world of people who have been putting on a front that are not actually who they say they are. So then you've been shortchanged because you haven't experienced any truth in life. A true musician, you haven't experienced it. You've seen people pushed forward to try to manipulate you with propaganda. You haven't seen a true artist. You haven't seen a true painter. You haven't seen a true doctor. You haven't seen a true minister. You haven't seen a true anything because you have been living in a world based on deception. If it's carnal mind, it's deception. It's what you've been living in. So when the Spirit comes, who can withstand such a truth when you've been living in lies your whole life? See it? Watch this here. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of mine head. You see that? They that would destroy me, being mine enemies wrongfully. Do you hear that part, wrongfully? You need to. That's why I'm saying all this stuff to catch your attention and make you pay attention to what I'm saying. You are hated without a cause, and your enemies want to destroy you and be your enemies wrongfully. There's no reason to even be my damn enemy. What did I do for you but help you? Like I said about the hot water tank, I helped this man, but he hates me for it because of his own inadequacy. You should have fixed it, but since you couldn't, I did. But since I'm not a professional and I'm not some white man, I'm just telling you guys the truth. I'm not some white man driving up in a work truck with a name embroidered, blazoned on the side of the truck and tools that I'm coming in and shit with a fucking bill that you're going to have to sign after I'm done. You don't respect me, even though I did this shit for you. See what I'm trying to say to you? So what reason do a nigga have to hate me or be my enemy? Why wouldn't he be my friend if I'm helpful? Because he's stupid. That's why. These niggas are so blind, deaf, and dumb, they cannot judge right. Israel judges so wrong that God had to actually say it numerous times that they do. And then when Yahushua come, he says what, little flock, about judgment? He says, you judge outward appearance. See? The white man with a truck driving up with a bill poured out on a fucking clipboard and shit with a pen talking about sign here and shit. You respect that because you respect fucking outward appearance of a fucking show with a name tag on a shirt. You see that? But judge righteous judgment. He can do it. So then what are you talking about? He needs some things to make you respect him. He needs to earn a paycheck for doing it, for you to respect him, even though he can do it. How stupid is a nigga who will refuse free help that's effective and works just to accept and respect work that comes from a man who just comes with outward appearance and credentials? Your own brother that looked like you is able to do it, and you'll hate him because he doesn't do what you think he should do with the talents that he has. What? Sell his soul, nigga? Hoe himself out for some paper that got a nigga on it that don't look shit like me? Which one of these American bills that people spend every fucking day got a nigga that look like me on it? But I should be chasing them white hoes. Huh? Why? Because a nigga said I should? My husband told me not to. So what the fuck is you saying? Like I said in my last video, niggas in the world that think y'all know something, that call yourselves preachers and pastors and leaders and prophets, when all y'all do is talk shit. Y'all niggas ain't no prophets when all y'all do is go before the people and complain about your personal circumstance. I just can't get through this. It's just so hard. I think I may not even be God's elect. I don't even know. Isn't that doubt? Isn't that sin then? Look at your ass sinning before the people. But you say you're a prophet. You say you're chosen. You say you're elect. You say you're sealed. You say you're 144K. You say. And that shit don't pay. That shit make you broke. That shit make you a joke. And that shit make you get smoked. And all you niggas is just talking shit and it don't profit a damn thing if you complain and murmur. You being a prophet of God or a pastor or a leader should know that more than everybody else. But most of you niggas are too busy concerned with keeping your outward appearance and image up before a man while you go behind closed doors and bend over and open your ass cheeks for a dildo that some dyke is going to shove up in your ass until it bleeds and shit comes out everywhere, and then take the shit and then eat it and rub it all over each other's faces and defecate and play in it, because that's what you fucking weirdos who say that you're wise do. But you say you're wise because you think you've disguised. But that disguise ain't shit but lies. And that lie gonna get your ass knocked out the fucking sky. And your ass gonna die. And there ain't shit that you can reply when the grandson is talking to your dumb ass, nigga. Watch this, little flock. Verse 4. We ain't got very far yet. They that would destroy me, being mine enemies wrongfully, are mighty. You hear that? Then I restored that which I took not away. I did extra. What did I say I did with the hot water tank? I didn't go there and say, oh yeah, I see your problem here, but you're going to have to order this part and order that part and then have to wait for it to come. And then when you pay for that and get the part, then you let me know. I'll come back and put it in for you, and no problem. I'll take the old one out and everything. And I didn't do that. I saw the problem and remedied it and paid for the remedy. So I restored what I didn't even take. And the nigga still was mad. Still hating the nigga. Continuing. O El, thou knowest my foolishness, and my sins are not hid from thee. Let not them that wait on thee, O I am El, of hosts, of armies, see, be ashamed for my sake. Let not those that seek thee be confounded for my sake, O El of Israel, because for thy sake I have borne reproach. Shame have covered my face, see, for following your ways and doing what you tell me to do, and even restoring what I did not take away. I am reproached for that. People trying to shame me for being the way that I am, which is you, following you, keeping your ways. You see it? I am become a stranger unto my brethren. Look at those words. I am become a stranger to my brethren, my own brothers. They don't even recognize me. You see it? And an alien unto my mother's children. In case you're wondering who is talking about, what do y'all should say? The enemies shall be they of their own household. Yeah, that's the way it is when the beloved is here. And the beloved is here. I've told you guys and I've broken it down that that's the case. So then there's going to be enmity and strife between you, your mother, your father, your household. And it's not outward. It's the way you guys think is going to be different. You're going to go back to the ways of God, which are love, honesty, and truth. And then you're going to realize your mother's been lying her whole life. Your father's been a liar his whole life. And so when you're saying, let's be in truth now, they're too cowardly and too afraid to do it. So the only thing they can do is hate you, to tell you you're crazy, to tell you you're wrong. That's the only thing they can do. Right there. For the zeal of thine house have eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me. So the ones that hate you, God, their hate has fallen upon me. See it? For the zeal of your house have eaten me up, which is why Christ went into the temple and whipped them out of there, because of the same scripture that you're reading right there. He was fulfilling that scripture right there. So it is with the grandson of right thought. I'm jealous as hell, for I am. You hear that? I'm jealous for him. So if you come trying to do some harm or trying to destroy or make thieves and merchandise out of my body, trying to make merchandise of me, I'm going to have zeal and I'm going to kick your publican ass right up out of there with a whip that I personally braided myself for that purpose. I premeditated on whooping some ass before I went up in there. You hear that? When I wept and chastened my soul with fasting, that was to my reproach. People still hated me more. When I would cry, when I wouldn't be able to eat, they would still reproach me for that. God must hate this nigga. Look at him in sorrow and sadness all the time. God must hate that nigga. He can't even eat no food and enjoy his meal. God must hate that nigga. See, I'm just saddened by you guys' behavior and you guys' attitude and the fact that you're all going to be destroyed and killed. That's what I'm sad about. But it's all right. Abba knows how to dry my tears. Continuing, I made sackcloth also my garment. And I became a proverb to them. They that sit in the gate speak against me, and I was the song of the drunkards. Hear that? See? Like this man. He's a drunkard. The man I told you I fixed the hot water tank at his house, he's a drunkard. Beer bottles every fucking where. Beer bottles when he come in from the morning. As soon as the store opens, he goes and gets beers. Drinks beers, drinks liquor. Lies to his woman and says he only drinks beers, but he drinks liquor as well. I've seen him drink liquor my damn self. But he lies to her and tells her he just drinks beer. He also has cancer. But I got some advice for you, young blood. I got cancer. I'm a drunkard. I'm an ex-crackhead. I didn't take care of nobody. Did nothing. Matter of fact, this woman I'm with, I lived with her family for 30 or 40 years. I ate off their food, lived off their bills and everything for about 30 or 40 years with her mama. But you need to. What you need to do. What you need to do. No, nigga, you talking to you. You hate you. You don't hate me. You hate you. I told you. You only think I'm handsome. So that's why you hate you. You think you ugly. You found somebody that fits what you want to be. Me. I am what you want to be. How come you ain't what you want to be? Why do you want to be me when you don't even know the shoes I'm walking in? You don't even know the truth of it. You want to walk in the shoes of the branch? You want to have the pressure of saying the things that I have to say? Do you? Do you know that if a man says the things that I says and he's lying, that he will be put to death? Understand that pressure? So then why do I say the things that I say so boldly? If you say you're the branch and you're not, then you're going to be put to death for that. And what have I told you all? I am the branch. So do you really want to walk in my shoes? Continuing. But as for me, my prayer unto thee is, O I am in an acceptable time. O El, in the multitude of your mercy, hear me in the truth of your salvation. Deliver me. Yasha. See, Yasha means deliver. Deliver me out of the mire, and let me not sink. Let me be delivered from them that hate me, and out of the deep waters. Let not the water flood overflow me. What is the water flood that overflows? Told you guys what it is. Neither let the deep swallow, what TD Jakes say? Swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? The fuck? Nigga, just say swallowed, nigga. Have you ever been swallowed? All right. Let not the deep swallow me up. What happened to Jonah? He got swallowed. See? And let not the pit shut her mouth upon me. The pit of hell. What happened to Jonah? Skeet, can you R-E-A-D. Hear me, I am, for thy loving kindness is good. Thy loving kindness is good. Turn unto me according to the multitude of thy tender mercies. So what attributes of the Father is the beloved one appealing to? His salvation, his mercy, his loving kindness, his tender mercies. See how these are the things that people omit? That's one of the weightier matters that are mentioned that Yahushua said they omit. Mercy. See it? But you see how that's what he's appealing to? That's because he's of the order of Melchizedek. See that? That's what happens when you're the beloved. And hide not thy face from thy servant, for I am in trouble. Hear me speedily. Draw nigh unto my soul, my psychological body that needs rest, and redeem it. See, redeem it. Deliver me because of mine enemies. See, your enemies cause you to have psychological turmoil. Why they hate me? No, why does nigga talk like that? Why you gotta be like that? You're saying this inside your mind. You might just be sitting there while they're ridiculing you, hating you, but you're saying, why are you doing that? It's because without a cause is why. I know that ain't the answer that you would like to hear. I know. Who wants to hear that answer to the problem? You need an explanation. That's what keeps you sane. So if somebody hates you and they don't have a reason, that causes you to become crazy or insane. So then you need to accept the truth that that's why. There isn't a reason. Now accept it. Okay, so I'm hated for no reason. All right then. I did the right thing, but I'm hated anyway. I need to get out of this old mindset that because I did the right thing, I should be treated like I did. In other words, I should be rewarded for doing the right thing. No, because you're not good. So you don't need to be rewarded for doing the right thing. Do good, seeking nothing in return. See how that shit just went slice? See how I did that? Didn't it? Do good, seeking for nothing in return. So isn't that the same thing I just told you when I say you did right and you think you should get a reward for doing what's right? You shouldn't get a reward for doing good. Do good without seeking any reward for it. If you happen to get a reward, that's a plus. But if you don't get a reward, so what? It's natural and normal. Can you accept that? Can you be a big boy and accept that? Or you need to go back to mama's titty and get you some milk? Watch this. You have known my reproach. You see how they treat me. And my shame and my dishonor. Mine adversaries are all before thee. You see them all, Father. See, this is what I mean about people that call themselves pastors, preachers, leaders, members of the flock, sealed, and all this shit, chosen. This should be your attitude. What should be your attitude? But you see it. Why do I need men to acknowledge I'm going through some shit? I don't. I need Abba to acknowledge I'm going through it. Reproach have broken my heart, and I am full of heaviness. And I looked for some to take pity. Ooh, y'all know I almost yelled. The energy still had to come out some type of way, so it had to come out sounding like some R. Kelly shit. But do you hear that? Do you hear it? I was looking for somebody to take pity. Didn't I describe this earlier in this message? That's what you're going to do when you start to feel this shit. Didn't I tell you that? You're going to look. Somebody, didn't you see that guy hate me for nothing? Pat on my shoulder and hug me and tell me everything will be okay. Please. Remember I was talking about that earlier? Let's see. Let's see if he did have any. Let's see. I looked for some to take pity, but there was none. Did you guys hear a clicking of a Lego? Because I sure did. Legos, logos, Legos, logos, Legos, logos, Legos, logos, Legos, logos. That's what I heard. Some clicking going on there. He said there wasn't anyone to take pity. Is that what I described to you earlier? That's why I said don't look for it because it won't be none. Is that what I said to you? So you guys trust me yet? Do you? You think I'm your friend? Because I am. I'm willing to be. I'm a real friendly guy. My mundane name that my mother gave me when I was born means courteous and polite. That's what it means. I'm a very courteous and polite person. Very friendly. Slow to wrath. Of tender mercies and loving kindnesses. Totally am. You see that there? But I hate iniquity. It's that simple. I hate unfairness, and it breaks my heart. Can't you hear it? Well, let's continue. But I found, wait. But there was none. And for comforters, so I looked for comforters. Didn't I describe to you where the comforter come from? It don't come from the 3D realm. It come from above. It come from above. Well, let's see if it come from above, like a dove, and come down and teach you how to love. Let's see. And for comforters, but I found none. So there weren't any of those either. They gave me also gall for meat. When did they do this to Yahusha? Well, when he was on the cross, didn't they offer him some vinegar and a gall on a stick and shit on a sponge? When he said he's thirsty, look how they didn't even offer him any Waiakia. They didn't offer him any Starkey. They didn't offer him even an Ice Mountain. They said, drink some of this gall. You say you're hungry. You say you're thirsty. Excuse me, I got a little ahead of myself. Sorry. You said you're thirsty. Drink this. And in my thirst, they gave me vinegar to drink. Sound like Yahusha on the cross? So to be crucified, take your cross and follow me. To be crucified means to give your life up, to be hated without a cause. Yahusha was hated on that cross. And he said, forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they're doing. See? So he was hated, and he forgave, and he fell into God's judgment for his life. I submit to you, Father, totally. Into your hands I commit my spirit. See? Let their table become a snare before them. Uh-oh, offense. And that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Let their eyes be darkened, that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake. pour out your indignation upon them, and let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents, for they persecute him whom thou hast smitten, and they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded. Add iniquity unto their iniquity, and let them not come into thy righteousness. Let them be blotted out of the book of the living, and not be written with the righteous. But I am poor and sorrowful. Let thy salvation, O El, set me up on high, and I will praise the name of I am with a song. I am safe. I am wonderful. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am mighty. I am above. I am in love. I am a dove. I will magnify him with thanksgiving. Thank you, Abba, for delivering me from my enemies that have surrounded me and sought to destroy me. Thank you for smacking they ass down and giving them opening a can of whoop ass upon them niggas, jabroni asses. Thank you. See that there? This also shall please I am, what will? Praising and thanksgiving. The same thing the grandson has told you guys to do. Do you guys trust me yet? I'm the beloved. That's how come I know this. And I've told it to you guys for years, haven't I? Sacrifice to God a moment of your day. This is the right sacrifice, to praise him and to give him thanks for what he's done. And then you shall be added more to you. But if you do not thank him, you do not praise him, then what even you seem to have shall be taken away from you. Did I reveal that mystery to you? Hope you understand it and implement it into your life. Thank Abba today, instead of telling him how much you hate what he's done for you. That's the opposite of what he told you to do. How about be grateful? Continuing. This shall please I am, better than an ox or a bullock that have horns and hoofs. The humble shall see this and be glad, and your heart shall live that seek El. For I am heareth the poor, and despiseth not his prisoners. Let the heaven and earth praise him. See? And the seas, your feelings, and everything that moveth therein. See, your feelings and emotions. Let them praise Abba. Don't let them be afraid. Fear not, but be of good cheer. Look at that shit right there. For El will save Zion, right thought, and will build the cities of Ehwadah, right feeling, that they may dwell therein, the right thoughts and right feelings, and have it in possession, dominion. See? The seed also of his servants shall inherit it. They shall get the same teaching. See, my children will understand this same. My sons will be the same way that I am. The way I think and feel, they shall. Because if you train up a child in the way that he should go, when he is older, he shall not depart from it. So I haven't departed. So what does that mean about the way my dad raised me? In the way that I should go. One of my earthly father's biggest things was not showing the fuck off. He hated it. And in any time in my life where I tried to show off or tried to act like I was the shit, there he was. And I misunderstood for a long time and thought, Dad, if you love me, shouldn't you want me to shine? Shouldn't you want me to be the shit? You are the shit. You don't need to appear like anything. My dad told me, watch out for shine, son. Watch out for shine. Look at me. Look what I can do. Watch this. You know how many people have gotten killed and maimed greatly? And the last word they said before that was, look at me or watch me? Watch this, fellas. Boom. Well, we watched you explode. Watch this, guys. Snap. Uh-oh, Jerry's paralyzed. We watched him get paralyzed. You see what I'm saying? Watch out for outward vainglory. That's what my dad was telling me. See it? And so I do. Watch this here. The seed of his servant shall inherit it, see? And they that love his what? The same thing the grandson keep telling you. People say they love God. People say they know God, and yet they don't even know his damn name. So how in the hell do you love God and you don't know his name? Because those who love his name will dwell in the right thoughts and right feelings. I am safe. See? That's simple. A nigga don't feel safe if he's on a plantation getting the skin beat off of his back with a whip from a fucking slave master that's forcing him, tarring and feathering him, beating him, fucking him in his ass in front of everybody to bug break him, to turn him into something that he's not. It's hard for him to say I am safe, isn't it? It's hard for him to say I am blessed. It's hard for him to praise and give thanksgiving. So your enemies are doing that to you? Trying to not give you any reason to praise God, not trying to give you any reason to thank him for shit. But I can thank him when he's giving me shit you can't see him give me. But when you see him give me physical shit, then you think I should be praising him. But you don't think I should if you take my physical shit away. You ain't read Job, did you? Hoe ass, bitch ass niggas. You didn't read Job, did you? The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the what? Name of I am. So what in the hell are you guys talking about again? Come back to that name. They who love that name won't sin. Just like Job did no sin. He didn't curse God, said. He didn't curse the name of I am. But a nigga that don't love you ain't going to tell you the name is I am. Because the moment he tells you that, where does the power source go to? In you. But what does he want you to think if he's not honest and if he's not true and faithful? He's not a true faithful servant. What would he want you to think of him? That he has the power. I am powerful and you aren't. That sounds like the Antichrist that says, I am God and none else. See? I am power. That's what God means. I am power and there isn't any other power except mine. He's just perverting the truth, which is I am power and none else. That's the true statement. But the heart with the statement is what he's lacking. His heart is perverted and think he's talking about himself and not talking about Abba. He don't know God's name then, do you? See, you perverted this shit. Y'all hear that today? So there are they who are going to dwell in. Those who love Abba's name. You see that? Now, I was going to continue reading, but this message has gone quite a bit. And I think you guys understand what I'm saying. That you have no reason to cry, feel bad, feel ashamed, nor confounded when they do this shit to you that they do. When they just talking their shit, trying to provoke you to act in a way to turn away from what they're saying in their mind that you are. In other words, let's put it like this. If the person thinks you're beautiful, then they'll try to make you act in a way that's not. If they think you're successful, they'll try to make you feel unsuccessful. Skeet dee is that bell ringing. If you're capable, they will try to make you believe you're incapable. They will shit on your good deeds. They will shit on you to see if it sticks. They will try to entice you to believe a lie concerning yourself because they hate the truth that you are. Well, if you hate the truth that I am, then you're doing something that's hate your neighbor as you hate yourself. That don't sound like the commandments of Yahushua. Hate your neighbor as you hate yourself. But unfortunately, little flock, there are many, many, many people who are doing that very thing. They are hating their neighbors as they hate themselves. See that there? So then, when a person hates you, who do they hate? Now, when a person loves you, who do they love? Isn't it easy to understand? If I hate you, I hate myself. If I love you, then I love I am. Those who love I am shall rest in that state of being of Zion and Jerusalem. You guys understand that today? So don't let them pull you out of the house. Don't let them pull you out of Zion and Jerusalem, because they will just end up hurting themselves, because that's all who they're hurting. That's why we receive the commandment and believe it, because we reap what we sow, we heard, and we said, well, I don't want to reap any negative. I don't want to be hurt. Why? It must mean you love yourself if you don't want to suffer. So if you love yourself, then treat your neighbor like that. You don't want him to suffer, do you? See, it's easy. But when you hate yourself, you can't help but hate others. Hurt people hurt people. Ain't that what y'all say? All right then. So what kind of people hurt people? People that hate or people that love? What else do y'all say in y'all world? Love doesn't hurt. So then it should be an easy answer for you then, shouldn't it? Still a one, Mr. Allah.